Well, thank you for joining us for KBOI 2 News Midday. I'm Brian Moore, and let's get right to your top 11 stories at 11 this morning. The Boise City Council approved St. Luke's expansion plan, but it's not a done deal just yet. The plan would close down a block of Jefferson Street and use that area to expand the emergency department. As far as the thoroughfares go, St. Luke's, the biking community, and ACHD have to work all of that out yet. In a few moments, we'll hear from stakeholders to see how close they are to a consensus. And it's been a tragic summer for Idaho sockeye. Some estimates suggest up to 90% of the salmon returning from the Pacific Ocean to spawn did not survive. Now, Fish and Game is taking unusual steps to bring the fish population back. Teams trapped migrating adults in the wild, then loaded the fish onto trucks and moved them to a hatchery. They caught about 100. That's far less than they expected.
Ideally, we would have had several thousand had we not stepped in to try and prevent the extinction of this stock. They would be gone today.
Idaho officials say beyond catching the fish, they've also pumped cold water from reservoirs into area rivers to help cool the waters. Oscar Pistorius will be released from prison and confined to house arrest this coming Tuesday. The double amputee Olympic runner has served nearly 1 year of a 5-year sentence behind bars for killing his girlfriend Reva Steenkamp. Now, under South African law, an offender sentenced to 5 years or less can be released after serving 1/6 of a sentence behind bars. That's 10 months in Pistorius' case. Former Speaker of the House Dennis Hastert is reportedly pleading guilty in a federal hush money case. His attorney has asked the judge to schedule a change of plea hearing date. The terms of the deal have not been released. Hastert is accused of breaking banking laws and lying to the FBI in an effort to pay somebody $3.5 million to hide claims of past misconduct that happened years ago. The Walker Fire burning near Idaho City continues to pour smoke into the Treasure Valley. Fire managers say it's now nearly 5,200 acres, but it is 50% contained. Residents are allowed back into the Max Creek, Pine Creek, and Wolf Creek areas, but roadblocks are in place. Nearly 400 firefighters are working that fire. The U.S. Forest Service could be getting a new resource to help fight wildfires. The KMax unmanned helicopter has originally been used to deliver cargo to troops overseas. The Forest Service says they could be used to fight fires around the clock, not just daylight hours. The cost of each chopper, about $7 million. Boise City leaders say they need more money to help buy more land in the foothills, so they're talking about another foothills levy. The city wants an additional $10 million to continue preserving over 10,000 acres in the foothills. The levy would be on the November ballot.
In 14 years, there's a whole generation of people who are voting, hopefully voting in this election, who might not have even been old enough to vote the last time.
The levy would cost taxpayers an additional $24 a year per $100,000 of assessed value. Fairview Avenue will see overnight lane restrictions beginning tonight. Starting at 7 o'clock tonight till 7 tomorrow morning, Fairview will be reduced to 2 lanes between Curtis Road and Raymond Street. Crews will be replacing water main lines. And construction crews are also making improvements to the Boise Greenbelt. They are replacing the pavement on the north side of the river between River Street and the Boise River. The Pioneer Pathway, as it's called, connects the Boise River Greenbelt to the heart of downtown. For 15 years, Mountain Home taxpayers have been putting money toward a YMCA, but they haven't seen any progress. The only sign of a Y is that sign there. The Western Elmore County Recreation District now plans on moving forward and breaking ground on that facility. Even though it's $500,000 short, organizers aren't worried.
I've had some who said, Rochelle, use the money you have and come to me when that's spent and tell me what you need.
The price of the building has gone up over the past 15 years, so the project has been scaled back by reducing the size of the building and dropping some of the aesthetics. The Boise State Broncos take on the Utah Aggies tomorrow night in Utah. BSU is coming off a short week after last Saturday's win over Colorado State. The Broncos plane didn't land until Sunday morning at 12:15. Sunday, the team had the day off, but the coaches pored over Aggies film to come up with a game plan by kickoff.
It's a challenge, but it takes what it takes. There's still plenty of time. The biggest thing is don't cut corners. Don't try to say you're squeezed for time and not do your due diligence. So we're going through our process. We have a process of what we do, and we're going to do that. And if it takes being up here a little later, a couple of nights to make sure we finish that process, that's what we'll do.
Utah State finds themselves in a similar situation this week. They had a late Saturday night game, road game at Fresno State, and got back to Logan several hours later than Boise State got back here. The Aggies and the Broncos are both 2-0 in the Mountain West Division. The winner will be in the driver's seat for the division title.